Some of this is going to be shocking. Most of it is going to make you really angry. Here's what really happened in Berkeley, California. So it started out very peaceful. The police checked us all at the gate, as they have at many Berkeley rallies, for any sort of masks, eye goggles, sticks, mace, or anything that can hide our identity. As we walked into the park, it was very cool, calm, and collective. There was many normal liberals, normal run-of-the-mill Trump supporters, having open dialogue and discussion for a very long amount of time. Both sides even had time to come together for a photo op. Now, as always, even your run-of-the-mill liberal who are indoctrinated by Marxism at their schools like Berkeley always end up having some type of violence at some of these things. As was the case here when our reporter was recording and this man came up to him and slapped the phone out of his hand and then ran away. The event was so peaceful because Antifa wasn't there that I even had a chance to have some great dialogue with some Berkeley students and even a Bernie Sanders supporter who agreed with me on most of the economic and trade policies. Then things kicked up a notch, unfortunately, when BAM arrived, by any means necessary. The organization run by Yvette Falarca, who was seen also on Sunday violating her bail by kicking one of the Trump supporters in the back of the knee. Many of the members of BAM, by any means necessary, were documented on film gathering around intentionally and aggressively surrounding peaceful Trump supporters, yelling at them, calling them names, and even causing violence in some cases. This resulted in a few of the Trump supporters actually having to be escorted out by the police for their own safety. Then some of the lone wolf, loner type Antifa members arrived and almost immediately started to attack Trump supporters. This, of course, resulted in them getting arrested and taken down by the police. Then things really took a turn for the worse. Thousands of marchers showed up to Civic Center Park, with Antifa not far behind them. Once Antifa reached the front of the rinks, they were greeted and actually applauded by the liberal marchers as they arrived. Now here's where things get really concerning. Members of the BAM organization showed up with a large stake bed truck with hundreds of shields, sticks, and weapons on them. They began to park right in front of the park, right in front of the police officers who were watching them doing nothing, and commenced to hand out the shields and the sticks that they had on the back of the truck to the Antifa members. Now these shields had the words "No Hate" painted on them in bright colors. Now these are also the same shields that say "No Hate," which the Antifa members used to beat people over the heads with and also jab into the torso of peaceful protesters. As you can see here, Joey Gibson and a couple of his friends showed up peacefully into the park with their hands up, and almost immediately a large group of Antifa members gathered around them and beat them down with those same shields that say "No Hate" on them. Further down towards the front of the park, a 16-year-old boy and his father were also attacked by Antifa members, who ironically, again, were carrying the shields that said "No Hate." In one case, one of the Antifa members used one of the shields to push the boy to the ground and beat the father while they were down. We actually had a chance after the rally, a couple hundred miles away, where we coincidentally ended up at the same McDonald's to interview the boy and his father about the event. In the middle of the park, a much older gentleman, which looks to be a senior citizen, was also violently attacked by the Antifa members, who also were using the shields that said "No Hate." Many journalists and other people over the weekend were also attacked by the Antifa members, including this left-leaning liberal journalist who was wrapped up in a banner by the Antifa members and then had his phone stolen as they ran away. One of our friends, Arthur Shopper, who earlier in the day was enjoying many different versions of peaceful dialogue with many different people, was quite literally eventually chased down the street by Antifa, where they spit on him, threw glitter on him, hit him, stole his hat and his glasses, and chased him all the way to a Valero gas station where, coincidentally, we were passing by and we were able to rescue him from the group of alt-left Antifa members. Luckily, and I mean very luckily, by some different intel we received from various sources, we were actually able to leave the park before the majority of the Antifa members arrived. After we left and after we rescued Arthur, we were then almost immediately followed by many people in their cars who were at that gas station watching us as we left. I had to very dangerously make a few wild turns and eventually end the live stream for our own safety. Now at this point back at the park, after the Antifa had showed up in massive numbers with a stake bed truck passing out all sorts of weapons and shields. The police turned away and left the park, leaving the park completely unpoliced and in the hands of the Antifa members, who then started turning over different barriers, emptying out water, and beating people in the streets at their will. Once again, in Berkeley, the police stood down at the direction of the mayor. After driving around trying to lose people that were following us with Arthur in our car, we eventually came to a dead-end street with a large parking lot that showed many of the BPD, Berkeley Police, Alameda County Sheriffs, and CHP parked in a parking lot. Inside the building, through the window, we could see many of the police officers, which was also a mixture of Berkeley PD, Alameda County Sheriffs, and CHP, gathered inside of a building, standing around as people got beat down in the streets half to death. Our reporter, David Feiner, got out of the car and started to document this. He started with the squad cars and then immediately approached the front entrance of the building. Now, as he was approaching the front entrance of the building to go and confront the officers to ask them what they were doing just standing around, a police officer immediately directed him to leave the property or else he would be arrested.
Out. So it looks like, yeah.
Off the property now. Get yourself in trouble.
I can't.
Now.
All right, cop is threatening me right now. I don't know what I'm doing.
Now, this comes after Francis Marion from American Freedom Keepers actually called them before the rally, prior to the rally, to ask them how they were going to handle the situation. They basically turned him down, shunned him, and said essentially that they were going to do nothing. Now, if anything is evidence of this, we could see on Sunday that after Antifa arrived, the police did absolutely nothing.
Getting there is going to be really difficult for you because there's a lot of people everywhere.
Okay.
So you can go, keep walking south, away from the park. The further away you get from the park, the better.
Okay.
Get away from the park.
Did you hear that?
I suspect that the recent statements by the Berkeley mayor about labeling Antifa a gang come only in self-defense to protect him against anyone who wants to sue or file a class action lawsuit against the Berkeley Police Department, the Sheriff's Department, or the city as a whole for their crimes against the American people.
So I was watching the May Day protest yesterday. Ooh, I want to pause it there for a second. I was watching the May Day protest. This was in Olympia, Washington. Olympia is the capital of Washington State. And you're going to see some very remarkable things. Before I start, I just want to show you. These people use shields that are made out of like heavy-duty garbage cans, or just garbage cans. Look how nicely they're made. Look at this. Imagine if you had to cut a garbage can into thirds. Look at that. It's nearly a perfect edge. How do you do that with a pair of tin snips or a table saw? These brand new, look, these screws, washers, they've never been used before. It's almost like they're really organized. So anyway, this is a black bloc. This is called the black bloc. This is a tactic used by Antifa, which is short for the anti-fascist movement. When in reality, they are the biggest fascists you'll ever come across. These are the people who will use violence and property destruction to get what they want. And they are all lily white, camped out in front of a local business. They've been causing trouble all day. Now, at this point, all the Trump supporters have gone home because the police told them to. Because there was violence earlier, but no, they didn't leave. Let's see what happens. Let's run this forward a little bit. Look at them leave their trash behind. Look at that. Just leaving their shit everywhere. No respect for the people in the community or where they live. Nah. Let's just walk somewhere else and leave our shit everywhere. And as you might imagine, that got the people who are in this local community a little bit upset. Be like, hey, we live here and you're leaving your shit all over our streets. And that's how this all begins. Let's hear what the people of Olympia have to say about that.
Yo, clean up your trash! It's our home! Take your trash with you!
Do these look like Trump supporters to you? No. These are people who live here, literally here, as some of them are identifying themselves as homeless people.
They got the trash that we see every fucking day, and that's pretty fucked up. Not only pissing off the fucking cops, it's pissing off the people that live here. They got the fucking trash.
Really?
Yeah, it was really quiet upstairs.
You ever seen a fucking protest?
Yeah. Y'all don't be standing around and shit.
So they yell, haven't you ever seen a protest? Hey, don't you understand, people? No. We know better. We're here to help you. We're protesting for you guys, the working class, the downtrodden, the homeless. No. Yeah, we're just protesting, and we have to fuck up your shit. This is what we do. How do they respond to this? No, we'll just push it towards the curb a little bit. Fucking half-assed effort. How do they respond? Now, at this point, you would think, hey, all the people who live here, you know, they're like mad. Maybe we should go home. Maybe we should call it a day. All the Trump supporters went home already. Let's just go home. You think that's what happened? No. First, they will start taunting them. And then they escalate. Yeah. Let's pepper spray. Yeah. Antifa just pepper sprayed the people who live here. Yep, the people have had enough. You litter all over our city. You refuse to pick up our shit when we tell you when they tell you to. And how does Antifa respond? They pepper spray them. And they call themselves anti-fascists. No, these are the fucking fascists.
The gas is starting to come this way.
Let's run it forwards a little.
They left him in the street, and some of the
I just want to show you. By the way, great job, KIRO, with the reporting. These are the people who live here. These are normal people, and they are sick of the shit.
picking up their trash. Then they started throwing things at each other. Then the police moved in and started using some pepper spray. They started using rubber bullets.
The police, by the way, didn't use pepper spray. They were using smoke bombs. That's why their smoke was white, and the smoke that came from the Antifa was whatchamacallit, orange.
Things were going to turn very violent very quickly. That's when the police moved in. Olympia police, you can see right here, had them all boxed in here in the downtown area.
Let me run it forwards a little bit.
Very angry, and that's what led to where we are right now. This is our home. We pick up litter on our streets here. Don't leave it there. And the marchers there started to be a verbal exchange.
You know exactly who these people are just by looking at them. These are the normal people who live down here, and they're tired of this shit.
Went toward them, as you saw in the video. Then what happened was that pepper spray came out, and that's what got everybody really started coming toward to the north of us. This is we're going west here.
So here's where things escalate because they don't have the fucking sense to leave yet.
And now we have people from not from the marchers, but people from the street who are throwing rocks at the marchers. This is part of the group that had an encounter, a confrontation with them on the corner. This is part of the group that went toward them that caused the police to move in. There was a lot of anger with that job. A lot of anger.
Street people.
So those are people.
You hear that?
That gentleman right there. These are people who identify themselves to us as street people.
They're fucking tired of it, and they want them to leave, and they want them to not come back. So at this point, if you're supposedly a communist, so on a day that is supposed to be for the working class, and you have the working class, you have the proletariat coming out and throwing rocks at you, it's time for a little self-reflection, don't you think? It's time to maybe, hey, let's reconsider what we're doing here. Let's go. Let's think about this. Let's regroup. Let's talk. Nope. They started by pepper spraying the homeless people. Now they will throw rocks and fight with the homeless people. Really good optics, guys. Really good. You fucking idiots. Look at you. You're fucking joke. They're actually not. The police are just waiting there, which is kind of smart. I guess, well, in retrospect, because I guess none of these people got hurt. They're the police. You can see back there. I think the police are basically just saying, because the police know who these people are. They see them every day. Okay, if you live on the street, the police see who you are every day. They know who you are, and what they're doing now is definitely illegal. But the police are saying, yeah, let's let the people send a message here, because they know exactly who they are. Let's let the people give Antifa a message that they're not fucking wanted here. Nobody likes them. And look, they've done it. They've driven them back.
This was a fight between people on the street here in Olympia and these marchers clad in black. And now they seem to have them boxed in over against a fence.
This is incredible.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So they've driven them back. What I want you to listen to now is a great interview with one of these people who I think speaks very, very well for the group.
Let me see if I can talk with one of these. Sir? Guys, we're live on Cairo. Can I ask your name?
Brian
Brian what?
Musgrove.
So, why the anger toward these guys?
See, what it is, it's these guys coming out May Day and they want to do it. And all of our street people and home people downtown Olympia are tired of that, where they come to U.S. Bank, break out windows, they take out small businesses, break out our business. Because I work for Fishtail. Whoops. But we're tired of them breaking our stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's not allowed. Well, it shouldn't be allowed, but they happen that way.
Did you think things would turn violent like they have?
I didn't think it was going to happen that way, but they started it, and actually the street people actually came alive and took care of the situation.
Okay,
I'm impressed.
Thanks for speaking with us. Well, right now the police are...
You couldn't have a better representative of the working class people in this community. Antifa is a fraud. They claim to be for these people, yet they just pepper sprayed and got into a street fight with them and lost. Bravo. Bravo. Of course, now that they were just humiliated, they're going to want to get in their last licks, which they're about to do.
The marchers seem to be dispersing.
Let's run this forward a little bit.
They're walking away. It doesn't look like they're walking away as a group, even. Although they seem to be taking... The police are... marchers are heading south. See what happens from here. I don't see any police on the other side of that group of marchers, so it's not clear what's going to happen. Just that one group that seems to be... There's rock throwing again.
There they go. Yay! Let's smash up the local businesses. Nice, guys. Real fucking nice. This is where these people have to work.
They have rocks. Now they're starting to break out windows. They're starting to... Store windows! They're starting to break out windows.
Look at them riot.
They're going after windows in the bank.
Who's going to have to clean that up?
And that's making a lot of people on the street angry. A lot of people are yelling at them.
Not the owner. The janitor, who has to deal with the fucking broken glass everywhere. All these people in their cars are fucking terrified. They're just trying to get home from work.
This is
U.S. Bank right here. You can see they took out a bunch of windows right here at the U.S. Bank.
Yep.
Stay back. That's not safe.
This is who they are, and this is what they do. And this is a problem for the left.
Fourth and Capitol way down and moving south.
I'm gonna run it forward a minute. So now the police are finally chasing them out, and we can look at some of the damage.
If you're just joining us, this is downtown Olympia. Police have demonstrators dressed in black hoodies on the move after windows have been broken in the State Street area, Capitol Way of Olympia, as we continue to follow the May Day, what has become a May Day
Oh, look at this.
riot. There you
What's
see the
this?
glass from all the
Oh, it's a local clothing store. Oh, that's nice. Good optics, guys.
Yeah, before the broken
Good
windows we saw
optics.
were on banks, and now that looks to be
They don't believe in
perhaps
anything.
a locally owned store. Not much of a political message attached to
And
that.
they've gone after the Starbucks here.
And Kevin, it looks like all of the businesses down there are closed.
And this is what they believe in. This is how they have been indoctrinated. This is what's going on in universities all over America, spewing this hateful nonsense drivel that is ruining these kids' lives. And no one is speaking out against them. No one is calling them out by their name. This is Antifa. This is the Black Bloc, and this is a problem for the left. Everybody sees what they're doing. Everybody sees that they are shutting down free speech. When Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders are saying it's wrong to shut down a free speech by Ann Coulter, you know you probably need to take a look at yourself. When your fucking heroes are telling you that you're wrong. But they still don't call them out by name, so I will. This is Antifa. And this is a problem for the left. This is making the left look very, very bad. And no one will solve this problem on the right. Because why would they? It is a problem for the left. And something must be done about them. And the only people who are going to do that successfully are rational, moderate people on the left who are going to get these people out of their fucking movement, because right now they've fucking taken over it. What will be done about them? Well, if you identify yourself as liberal, that's really up to you, isn't it?